Alright, so what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, man. It's your boy, and we are live. Live. Live, I said. Back at it. Playing some more Marvel Future Fight. What up, Uncle Mike? What's poppin'? Gore's position in the meta is so interesting because it seems like most people choose Maddie over him, which would put him closer to the fifth spot than I thought he is. Kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. Because I never would have guessed that Maddie's better than him. I don't think that's the case. I gotta swap around. Top of the morning to you. What's up, Big Ron? I gotta switch one of these CTPs. Guess I gotta give Mystique a liberation. Let me jot that down. Because I guess technically I could give Polaris the liberation. Hype for Shadowland changes? Oh, yeah. Same, bro. I know not a lot of people care about Shadowland as much as I do, but I'm excited, bro. Legitimately excited. Actually, I think I'm canceling that a little too early. I've been waiting 4 years for Shadowland reset. Well, we get bonus this time. What do you mean? Wait, what do you mean, Ron? Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Since the last time they upgraded Shadowland and... Oh, okay. Have you gotten all the rewards, though? Like, have you pushed as harder or as high as you can possibly go? Because the rewards run in an infinite loop. Like the first clear rewards I'm talking about. So you can get the Mega Tier 2, the CTP Selector, all that stuff, which... I don't even know why I'm rerunning this, because it's not really gonna do much different than what I'm getting right now. Yeah, I'm not gonna stress about this. Yeah, my first one was better. The last one was better. How much do you guys get with Gene? If you're still using Gene? Ah. Why not Maddie's second CTP slot with a rage? I could do that, realistically. Should do that, realistically. Maybe eventually. I think I'm just looking for a reason to use Jean Grey at this point. I heard that the trailer dropped, but I haven't seen it yet. Heard the animation is really good. What up, Soldier Boy? Soldier Boy? I should have told you, boy. feel like I could do better than that. CTP for Black Swan. She's just for AC, so pretty much just an authority or a greed. Just depends on what team you're putting her on. Unless you're like stacked and you have a lot of extra conquests, then you could give her a conquest, like a mighty conquer or something. But like for most people, we don't got it like that. So if you got it like that, you could give her a conquer. That would make her tanky. But like, do you have it like that? You might have it like that. Oh, that's so annoying. I was hoping he wouldn't get the light there. That one was okay, I guess, but this is really, really bad, actually. Yeah. Yeah. Proc timings, terrible. I think I shouldn't use the 2-in-1. Trying to get 2-in-1 in for extra damage. Let me see what it looks like if I don't. If I don't. If I show no love. Or if I like limit the amount of times I use them. Maybe if I just use 2. Nope, it still triggered it. God damn. I still triggered it again. What the heck triggered a proc, bro? I was literally walking away from this man. Okay, that was me. That was me. See, I'm literally walking away and something triggers the proc. Don't piss me off. Alright, whatever, dog. Don't you dare move. I didn't even realize I was that close to the light here. Appreciate you, Big Ron. I feel like the procs are better this round. 15 isn't too bad. Can y'all get 60 with Moon Knight with a Mighty? I'm not saying I'm the best, so just curious if a little scrub like me can actually do that. See where my alliance members are at. Yeah, I'm not too far off considering I botched my dailies one day and I didn't get the max on, was it Saturday or something? Need to watch Nemesis on Netflix if you haven't? No, I have not. I have not watched Nemesis. What's it about? Give me like a synopsis without ruining it. Did I watch Alex's video today? He's super hyped about the new CTP event. We spoke about that on stream. I didn't make a video about it. I don't think every CTP, every free-to-play player will have access to, what you call it, enough CTPs to reforge that many times per year. You know what I'm saying? Because that's still like what 50 CTPs that you need because it doesn't count the dupes that you have to put in. You wish Moon Knight was more meta? He's meta for ABX and ABL. That's more than most characters. Look at Crystal. She costs money and she's only meta for ABL once a month. So Moon Knight is more meta than most. Yeah. Look at Crescent. Costs money, only meta for ABX. So you got, so I'm gave you two examples right now. Both of them cost cash and they're only meta for either ABX or ABL. Moon Knight is meta for ABX and ABL. Top tier chess match between a top tier cop and a top tier gang. Oh shit, that's kind of like Death Note, eh? Okay. I do like shows like that. I'm saying, fucks with it, so I'll definitely look into that. They nerfed his proc from, yeah, from 100 to 60. Yeah. One thing that would make Moon Knight so much better is if he had damage accumulation. Damn. Alright, we get to see Gore versus Wolverine. Gore versus Wolverine. What's on this man, bro? Waloo! The first 10 minutes? What? How many episodes? How many seasons? Only one season so far. 8 action pack. Okay, okay, I can do 8 episodes, bro. I can definitely do 8 episodes. I'm guessing it's like 40-minute episodes, right? Like 48 minutes. So if I skip the credits, like 42, I could definitely do that. It's only for Wills, like a gift from the devs. Thank you for purchasing, like, new brilliant CTP. Yeah. Like, it's nice that they did it. And even if you're free to play, once a year you might be able to tap into that system. Or once every 2 years. 55 minutes? That's fine. 8 episodes I can do. So I'm gonna definitely look into that. One of these days they gonna give me some luck. I wanna see Black Swan, bro. Spider-Man New York? No, that's a show? No, sir, I have not. "29 minutes to reset." Y'all know me, professional procrastinator. I'm always living on the edge, bro. We're gonna do this storm run and do TBA, collect the daily rewards, and then come back and then do the last 4 fights. Missed that light. That's okay. It's not okay. We're gonna say it's okay, and then we're gonna keep on pushing. Okay, we're not gonna miss a second light, are we? Oh, yep, we missed the second light. All right, Sean Paul, just give me the light. Because I need the third one, bro. Like, don't play with me. Alright, I have to stop attacking here. Oop, there we go. We got, okay. We just can't let him get enraged. If he gets too extra, he gets too spicy, he starts feeling like he's not the disappointment of the Black Warrior. We can't have that. Alright, we got that. Now we gonna hit him one time. Hit him up one more time. By the way, guys, this is not how you're supposed to play. You're supposed to never let them get any lights. Was trying to jump me, like jump man. And boy, up to something. Ooh, I might have just died in the cutscene there. Woo! Hey, cutscene just saved me, bro. I seen the meteor coming down, and I was still in my animation, bro. Jump man. Then boy, up to something. I think I need some Robitussin. Oh my god, that's crazy. By the way, Chad, how y'all feel about Iceman? Like the album. If you actually like listen to it. Ooh, nope, I almost died there. If y'all actually listen to Drake. Cue all the Kendrick fans in the chat. Drake sucks! He never had a good song in the 20 years he been making music. No! Not me talking about Drake and then dying, bro. Like, oh my God, Kendrick, chill. Now we gonna use my girl Dazzler to bedazzle this. Woo. All right, Dazzler, Dazzler. Bro, where your damage at? I know this is high, but way up. I feel blessed. Come on, man. Where Big Sean at? All right, we got it. Blame Rock Nation. For me, it's more of a 6.5 production carries. Fair enough. There's only a couple songs on there that I really rock with, and yeah, I feel like he spent too much time talking about like all the people that don't really matter. Like I get it. People wanted him to respond, and I feel like this album should have came out like 2 years ago. It probably would have been received a lot better by people, right? But at the same time, I know why he did what he did, or at least I have a sneaking suspicion I understand a little bit more of why he delayed the album, and he's accepting the criticism that comes with, oh, this is coming too late to matter. But dropping those three albums is a middle finger to UMG, so he can dip out and collect his 400 M's and go run up a bag somewhere else, you know? Because if I'm not mistaken, he owed them a couple albums, and after seeing how they kind of like pushed Kendrick's Not Like Us thing, he's like, yo, this is how these people gonna deal with me after I've been here like making them billions for all these years. Like, ain't no loyalty to me no more. All right, so I'm out. Like, he did like what's bro's name, man? Like, what's his name, bro? He did the greatest finesse that I've ever seen in the music industry, bro. And his name escapes me right now. What's bro's name, man? He had the Blonde album. What the fuck is his name, bro? Frank Ocean. That's it, yo. Drake is trying to do what Frank Ocean did, right? To Def Jam. Yeah, bro. That man. I still laugh to this day, bro. He turned in a freaking 40-minute tape of him like doing some nonsense as the album, and then dip out and went to Apple Music and made 20 M's off it. Yeah. Yo, no one can ever come close to the first person to do it, because the music industry, they'll never allow that kind of a finesse to happen to them ever again, bro. So it's not, Drake can't come close, because the first person to do it go do it in a way to make sure that they squeeze the most, right? And then the industry, people gonna be like, nah, this can't happen again, bro. We gotta make sure all kind of clauses have to be in effect. Like, no one's gonna be able to do what Drake just did, because the only way he can do it is because he has so much leverage, because he's Drake, right? Say what you want, most people don't own their masters and have the kind of pull that he has, because he's been there, just running up a bag for them. Right? So even though the tapes may not be like top tier, like what you'd expect from Drake, it's because he's just flooding the market with music to run up the streams to meet his contractual obligation, and then being like, all right, I'm off this. Now I can do what I actually want, and I don't have to worry about these people, because like they really try to They really try to make bro look like he's like a kitty toucher and shit, bro. Like that's kind of crazy. Like I get it. They're gonna say everything's fair game in a rap beef, bro. But some things are just not cool, bro. Like you got no proof. Nobody's coming with proof. You're literally like just saying the man. Like you can say he's corny. That's fine. Like whatever, right? But to try and paint him as like, you know what I'm saying, without any proof is wild, bro. Like the song was bumping, right? But that's kind of crazy. And if he had done that to Kendrick, I would have been saying the same thing. So I'm not like a Drake stan or nothing. Like no matter what, right? No matter who did that, that's not cool, bro. You know, like if you have proof, then lock him up, throw away the key, right? I don't want them motherfuckers on the loose, bro. I got kids and shit. Like even if I don't have kids, I got family members. Like you know what I'm saying, like I want them to be safe. Like lock them up, throw away the key. But if there's no proof, like we just gonna run with that narrative, that's crazy. You know. But yeah, man said that, and then everybody made it seem like he Jesus Christ, bro. Like, give him all the Grammys, give him everything, bro. Like he said Drake a kitty toucher. That's it, bro. He won the beef, bro. I couldn't even blame Drake for walking away, because what do you say? You make music saying I'm not. People just gonna be laughing, bro. Like they're gonna be laughing. So like, take the perceived L, walk away, and run up a bag. You know. He's been winning for too long. That's what it comes down to, bro. You know? When he was coming up and he was just this corny Canadian rapper that would sing soft music and, you know, no one took him seriously, yeah. But as soon as he became the guy on the top, you know, they all like, oh, it's time for him to go now. He's been up here for too long. Because he's too versatile, right? Most rappers just rap. Most singers just sing. He raps and sing. You know, so he kind of just too good. Yes. As corny as people might say he is or whatever. Let's see what we can do in TBA. What are your thoughts on the devs should make a random guaranteed brilliant chest twice a year in anniversary Black Friday? They can add transcendence. Like a random to give away? Because there's been plenty of events with random CTPs. People complain about that. Like a random to give away for free? Yeah, that beef was like kind of crazy. Oh shit! Oh no! I didn't even pick my teams, bro. I just hit fight. Oh god, no! This is bad. Oh no! Hopefully I don't get completely washed. No! Don't do what I just did, guys. Don't do what I just did. Oh my gosh. People are extra now. They mad about a couple posts about breaking the MJ record. Yeah. It's because it shows that even after they try to destroy his reputation, he's still just gonna do his thing. Oh man. We gambling in TBA now, boys. Oh boy. We don't want to do that. Not my Wolverine going up against another Wolverine team. Oh my gosh. No. Alright, we got two. What you say, people just hate to watch you become successful. That's usually what it is, right? When you're losing, no one cares. If anything, they just make fun of you. Right? But as soon as you put in the work, the time, the effort, and you start winning, all of a sudden they act like you weren't losing for so long. You know? Like you'll watch people, or like you'll not even know that people are struggling, and they'll struggle and struggle and struggle, and they'll struggle for like 10 plus years, and then they'll succeed, and then people are like, oh, look at this overnight success. Look at this, they had it so easy. Meanwhile, you don't know half the shit that they had to sacrifice, right? It's kind of like, you remember when Chadwick died? How people were like saying that when he got really skinny and he was looking like he was like dying, and people were like, oh, crack Panther, right? You know what I'm saying? and they made fun of him. Come to find out, bro had cancer and was just going through that private battle on his own, bro. Well, not on his own, obviously, as his family and stuff, but he just wasn't out here in the media telling people all of his business, right? So, yeah, it's kind of like one of those things, right? Guess we'll do that. We'll try to do this. It only took somebody at least 10 to go after Kendrick after he decided to call the whole rap. Bro, it's crazy because like Kendrick pops out and everybody just like falls in line behind him. He says there's no big three, it's just him. He's the guy or whatever, right? And everybody's like, yeah, Mas, yeah. You the guy, bro. You the guy. You know what I'm saying? All these rappers that will come out and be like, I'm the best. You know? Kendrick comes out and be like, no, I'm the best. And everybody's like, yeah, you're right. You're the best. It's actually kind of crazy to see, bro. Because this whole thing is a competition, right? Like, it's a competition sport thing. Can I? No. Damn. Yeah, I think it could have been. Oh wow, you got me. I think it could have been fun if he didn't talk about bro being like some kiddie thing, and if J. Cole didn't cut out early, you know. Wow. Not Maddie taking out my gore, but then Ghost Rider's in there, so it makes sense. Damn. Wow. All right. Not. Damn. Kendrick is overrated. I don't really listen to Kendrick like that. You know what I'm saying? I find his voice to be very like whiny. Like his bars are good, but I just can't listen to him. Have y'all ever had anybody like that where like their music would sound good if somebody else sung it? No offense. I know y'all gonna come for me in the comments. You don't like Kendrick? It's not that. I don't know the guy. I don't know anything against him personally. I just. All right. Let me see. Boom. Like, no wonder you lost. You don't like Kendrick? Rumor is J. Cole knew exactly what was gonna happen ahead of time. That'd be crazy. I don't smoke crack. I sell it. That's a crazy line, bro. I don't think you. Well, why would you want to be proud? Other than getting a lot of stuff that rappers say is just out of pocket, bro. Like Biggie has a line about like. Actually, I don't even want to say it on stream, bro. Like it's kind of a wild line. Like I'm pretty sure it has to do with like some kitty touching, and I was like, I always question that line. I'm like, huh? Yeah. TBA is hard now, guys. JPEG Mafia? No. No. Sentry, get this guy out of here, bro. He got his tier 4 too, which is crazy. Nice, got him. You know what's crazy? And I want to know if this is, well, it might just be where I'm living because I'm in Toronto. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, right? I never really heard Kendrick on the radio until the rap beef with Drake. Like, I think he had like one song with the Weeknd that would get played a lot, but obviously it's because the Weeknd's on it, right? And besides that, yeah, like I was never really hearing Kendrick on the radio like that. But when he popped out with Not Like Us, he was like, I heard like 5, 6 songs on the radio all the time, bro. That was it. And I was like, how does this make any sense? Is it just the beef? I'm like, no wonder. Because like, and then there was no Drake on the radio, which is crazy because Drake would always be on the radio, right? And even now, none of Drake's new songs on the radio, eh? It's all just like take care stuff, you know. Hold on, we're going home, you know, like that kind of stuff, bro, right? And I was just like, oh, okay, so they're really just trying to push Kendrick now. I'm not saying he's an industry plant or nothing like that. Like, I'm just saying, like, I just noticed that I'll just be driving and I'm just like, that's a Kendrick song. 3 songs later, I'm like, that's Kendrick again. Another 2 songs, that's Kendrick again. I'm just like, this is crazy because I never heard this guy before like that. And I'm not saying he wasn't good. I'm just saying there was not that push wasn't there, right? So I can kind of see why Drake was like, oh, okay, so they're really trying to get me out of here. And if you're both on the same label and your label's like, I'm gonna push this guy when he's trying to tear you down and calling you all kinds of, you know what I'm saying, like the worst things you could possibly say about a person, I would want to leave too. Shit. I would want to leave too. I'm gonna see if I can take that team with that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No offense. No offense. No offense. But before the beef with Drake, I have never heard a white person talk about Kendrick. No offense. But after that beef and during that beef, I heard so many white people talking about Kendrick, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, what? That's all I'm saying. I ain't never heard it. I didn't say it didn't happen. I'm just saying I ain't heard it. And that just kind of shows you the power of like the industry and how they push certain artists or artists, whatever. I think Humble was the only song that was really getting played a lot before the whole Not Like Us. And again, I'm not trying to say the guy isn't good, right? I'm not saying that. I'm just saying his voice isn't for me. Like, I'm sure all of y'all have a certain artist where, like, if their voice sounded a little bit differently, you would listen to their music more, right? He's that for me, right? Like, he has a couple songs where, like, he doesn't sound as whiny. So I'm like, okay, this I can rock with, and not like like Us was one of those, right? He didn't sound whiny, so I'm like, okay, but you know what I'm saying? At the same time, it's like, oh. Perfect example is when Drake dropped that if you're reading this, it's too late. There was the Ghostwriter thing, right? Where they released a bunch of tracks that was sung by the original guy or whatever. Quentin Miller. Is that his name? Right? The songs sounded so much worse when he sung them as opposed to when Drake sung them. And that's not me glazing Drake. It's just that the way in which he says the words and the pitch and the tone and everything, it just sounds way better, right? And it's one of those things where, like, for example, Chris Brown, right? People write songs for Chris Brown, right? They can't sing it like him. The voice makes a big difference. Words are just words, but when you say it a certain way, it makes, it makes it a lot more impactful. All the reference tracks I heard, Drake always sounded better. That's what I'm saying, right? So that's kind of how I feel about like Kendrick's music as a whole. Like, no offense to him, like, again, he says he writes all his stuff. I don't know who writes his stuff or if he writes all of it. If he writes all of it, that's great, right? But at the same time, again, if his voice sounded different, I promise you there'll be a lot more people that rock with his stuff. So it's not just about the words; it's about who sings them and how they say it. Oh shit, we are we are at the risk of we're at the risk of running out of time, boys. People don't like ghostwriting and rap because of the foundation. We're just assuming that back in the day, all those people were writing those songs by themselves. Those are all assumptions. We don't know the facts. We didn't have the internet to publicize and blast people if the ghostwriters wanted to speak up. And back then, for all we know, if those guys ever spoke up, they would probably get offed, right? So we don't know, right? But I understand what you're saying, right? And I get it. There's this other other genres does the same thing. There's people who, oh my gosh, write songs for people, and it's all well and good, but in rap, if it's done, it's the grievous of sins, which I think is crazy. I just want good music. I don't care about the fighting and the shooting and none of that. If it sounds good, I'm gonna listen to it. I don't care who wrote it, as long as the person gets paid and compensated for their work, whether it's by credits or by financial things, which I think it should be both, right? I don't care about who writes anything. I'm not one of those people like, oh, I'm a purist. It must be written and sung by the same person. Because those same people will go listen to an R&B song and they don't care who writes it. Unless you're one of those people who says, okay, if they're singing about shooting and killing and all that, then they must be doing the shooting and killing. And that's a crazy thing to say. Right? And at the same time, they lock them motherfuckers up, bro. Get them off the street, because they might come and shoot and kill and rob me next, and I don't want none of that. You dig? I don't want none of that. And oftentimes the ones who do the shooting and the robbing and the looting, they're dead. And their time don't last very long. So if you actually care about your favorite artist, you don't want them to be doing some of that stuff. Right? You want to treat it like it's a movie. Yeah? You go, you watch the movie, and you know it's not real, but it's still enjoyable, right? Knowing that a movie isn't real doesn't make it any less enjoyable. We all watch Infinity War. We all watch Endgame. 90% of y'all in the chat go watch Doomsday. You know it's not real. You still enjoy it. So expecting all of this music to be real when it's literally the same thing. They're just singing a movie. Is there anything else I got left? No? Okay, cool. Let's do some account reviews. Let's do some account reviews. Hold up. Oh yeah, it's reset day, right? I definitely gotta do that. I usually slide. We're ranked 45 in AC. Yeah, we're doing account reviews. Drop your account and all that stuff in the chat. We're gonna go through it. 3 questions. Account name, whether you're free to play or you spend. All that. Started playing like 3 months ago. Welcome. Started at a good time around the anniversary. Do not. Please read the message I posted in the chat. Alright, so I'm thinking. Oh wow, I got a combat book even though today is Universal Day. Nice. I'm thinking about tier 4ing the Punisher. I think I'm gonna do that. I gotta give him some stuff. He's kinda naked. I don't like that. My boy Frank. I gotta be frank with you. Alright, see. Brownie got it. Let's see what's going on with Brownie. Free to play. Suggest my next tier 4. I have a 25% discount tier 4 available. Also, CTP options for the future. Next tier 4, eh? Let me see your cards, by the way. You didn't ask me about your cards, but you should not work on this Black Widow card any further. You should take it out and put in Ghost Rider. Also, in your case, I probably would take this Crescent card out as well. Keep it for later when you make a PvP deck. Because I do recommend ultimately for everyone to have 2 decks. So, for this Crescent card, I know it's already rolled, but it's not perfect. You still have alterations to make to it. But I would put in place of this, I would put Best Story Ever. So Best Story Ever and Ghost Rider is what I would do for your 2 cards that you're missing there. Source of Fine. Alright, let's not get sidetracked. Alright. Next tier 4. You should ideally be leaning heavy on PvE, because this is a young account. Very fresh. Let's see. So I'm noticing that you don't have very many support characters. So I kind of want to tell you to get Valkyrie, because, and although you have an insight on her, I think you should give her a rage, because then you could use her for ABX and also have a support for World Boss. And I think with so many support characters getting tier 4, it's only a matter of time before they drop harder tier 4 only content that you're gonna need support characters for. So having some, it's not a bad idea. I'm looking at this. You got Mephisto. Yeah, you got Storm. You got Kid Omega. Do you have any CTPs of Rages? This is bad. The competition needs to be reforged to be good. And where your account is at, competition isn't the best choice for your Mephisto. Okay. So this would be a Rage. This would be a Rage. Okay, you got a Mighty Rage on him. So he's good. He's really good. Since you're free to play, I'm not going to tell you to take off that CTP, but it would have been better if you had given the Mighty Rage to Mephisto. Authority's not great for Wolverine. It's okay, but you'd want to go with Greed or Conquest at some point. And this is not great, but energy is not that great these days. Okay, you got a Mighty on. How many Rages do you have in your account chilling? This is not really doing anything. Just have to wait and see if Spider-Man gets good. I would put a Rage on Ghost Rider in your case. Rage on Loki. I don't know your crystal situation and material situation, like how many tier 4 materials do you have or how much, but since you don't have a lot of tier 2 natives and stuff started, it would not be a bad idea to start working on Odin and getting him up, you know. Competition for Moon Knight is a thing. But yeah, I would think you should start tier 4 and some support characters. Honestly. It's not sexy, but it makes your life a lot easier. So yeah, people like Cyclops, Jeff, Valkyrie, for the aforementioned reason. People like Voodoo. Do you have Dr. Voodoo's uniform? Nope. Yeah, I would get Dr. Voodoo's uniform and build him up. He's really good, really useful. You want Ghost Rider for PvP? Alright, it's up to you, brother. I'm gonna keep saying it. For a lot of you guys, you should be doubling down and tripling down on PvE. This account, as much as you're gonna want to do PvP, you're gonna really struggle in PvP. You're giving, yeah. It's up to you. Up to you. That's my 2 cents. Any final questions? You're in platinum for TBA and vibranium for timeline battle, averaging 200 crystals a week. I think you should get more PvE characters built up before you start trying to convert PvE characters, because Ghost Rider is a really good PvE character. Before you try converting him and doing what everybody else is doing when you're not there yet. But it's up to you. You're already in Vibranium and you have Sentry and Wolverine. Ghost Rider isn't going to really do much for you in timeline battle, right? So if you wanted to be more consistent in stuff like TBA or whatnot, then you'd be better off trying to build up Gore, Null, or Kang instead of trying to convert Ghost Rider, who's a TBA backup character and more for AC. But it's up to you, brother. You'll do Valkyrie and Cyclops because you have 225% discount. I think those are really, really good supports. I speak highly of Cyclops because I really, he has great value. He's a very good DPS and a great support at the same time. Valkyrie obviously is going to allow you to get some more rewards from ABX since you don't have Crescent, and then you will be able to lean on her support passive as well. So both of them are really good tier 4s. If you have any last questions, let me know, and then we're going to pick somebody else and keep it moving. Alright, picking up some more support uniforms. Like when this guy's seasonal comes back, it's really good. If he does get another one by then, you say you care about PvP, so you might want to get the uniform for Wasp. And since you have Wolverine tier 4, you might want to pick up the uniform for Rescue. Also, Yondu seasonal will be back in a couple months for summer. You want to pick that up because it's really, really good for aliens. You know. Yeah, Rescue for Wolverine. Even if she's just a tier 1, it doesn't matter. Having her uniform, put her on a team. You see, if you're here every day, you see me use Wolverine and TBA, and Rescue is like so good for that. So if you care about TBA, that's all you gotta do. All right, let me pick somebody else that knows the rules. It's IGN spending status and 3 questions in the same message. Alrighty. Let me just go ahead and pick up one more person here. We got Magic Pie. Okay, agent level is really good. So you active, you very active. You've been here for a while. Look at that. Alright, let's see. 15 a month. Nice. Need ABX ABL tips after switching from hybrid to PvE cards. Raise my ABX to 18 to 19 mil and ABL to 13 to 14 on average. 19 to 20k instinct attack. Working on card quality. Alright. ABX ABL tips. Okay. You got a good amount of instinct attack, so maybe that will work for you, but it's up to you. Oh, you're on that Shadow Ball CDPF energy train. Interesting. So that's one. Are you using Hades instead? Yeah, you're using Hades instead. I think where you're at, realistically, I think it's just the lack of brilliance that's keeping your scores where they are. It's not bad scores. I think you just need more brilliance. Which means you probably just need to go to Stark stashing for a while and then save for the anniversary and Black Friday and then go hard on the bingos or get a couple of the big packs. So lower your average from 15 a month to like 5 a month, get the Stark stash, and then save for a couple months and then get one of those big packs so you can get a couple brilliant selectors. Because I'm looking at your ABX characters, and from what I'm seeing, most of them are running Mighties. Alright. You got a brilliant on Storm. golden. Mighty's good on him, so it's fine. A brilliant refinement. I would give it to Emma. I would swap out the Mighty and give the brilliant to Emma. Cap is also really good with a brilliant, but Emma has a little bit more value because you could use her as a counter for Wolverine and TBA. Yeah, so your scores are not bad. I think where you're at, it's just that you need more brilliance if you're trying to push into the 18 million for ABL. Your scores are very, very good. So if that's the only area that you're really trying to push, your next tier 4. So outside of the supports, honestly, I think you can just chill. Like, I don't know. Well, you seem to care about PvP, right? Because you're building a whole PvP deck and stuff. But for some reason, you don't have the uniform for Rachel, which is kind of strange because she's pretty good for Otherworld Battle and AC. But it's really just the supports that you need to work on getting some of them up. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Like you're missing a lot of supports. And then there's gonna be 2 more coming with White Fox and Black Cat. You've prioritized the DPSs, which obviously makes sense. I'm not sure how you feel about pushing high stages in World Boss Legend Plus, but that's where their value really are at tier 4. And obviously when we get the new GBR, it's probably going to be all tier 4s to play. So yeah, it's pretty much just supports that I would recommend for you at this point. Ares, Ebony, or some support, yeah. So Ebony is pretty useful. You like climbing? Then yeah, I would definitely consider some of the supports. The ones I use the most, like Voodoo. Voodoo's at the top there. And now that Valkyrie has gotten it, she's gonna be very, very valuable to me. So I would recommend Valkyrie, Voodoo, Dazzler, and Nova. And because Nova can double as a PvP character for TBA and stuff, so he can come in and do a little bit of damage with his iframe ignore skill, you know, a little chip damage before he ultimately dies. Every little bit of damage helps in PvP. So yeah, those are the ones that I'll recommend first. Obviously in a couple weeks we're gonna get tier 4 for her, speculatively, right? And the White Fox, sorry, I'm not Black Cat. So maybe you want to wait for those 2 and then decide from there, or you can just do one now depending on the material situation that you're in, and then you'll still be able to do another one later. Ares is only if you are bored of using Hades, right? I prefer using Ares, but you already have Hades tier 4, so I don't know if you want to do him as well. If you're happy with your score with Hades, because he is a little bit stronger than Ares, then I would say get some of the supports up. You don't want to get caught with your pants down where you have all these DPSs and then a new piece of content drops and you can't beat it because you don't have the supports. All right. Anything else you want to ask before I pop on to somebody else? All right, cool. Let's see here. Only buy Stark Stash per month. Advice on building another tier 4 character. Comic card. Let me see what's going on with cards. Alright, so get Black Widow out of there and replace that with Ghost Rider. That's the big one. And then let's see what else. We got a proc here. You want to reroll this? I know quality 7 is nice to have, but quality 6 with the proc, in my opinion, is better than quality 7. So I would definitely re-roll this, and I'm not just talking on my ass. That's literally what I have. Like, I would rather you have that extra 20% than have a quality 7 with like dud stats. You know what I'm saying? So re-roll that. Don't touch it unless you have like a bunch of extra cards to re-roll though. Like, especially since it's equipped. My rule of thumb is unless you have 100 re-rolls, do not touch cards that you have equipped. You know, ideally you probably want 200, but if it's equipped, you don't want to mess with it. Then again, the stats that you have right now are not that great. So like at the bottom anyways, right, you have the physical attack, but the attack speed and the physical defense not really that great, right? So chances are you'll land back at 5 or 6 with something similar. Alright, so I would highly recommend that you re-roll this. Obviously, ideally you want to come back at quality 7 with the proc and like physical attack or max HP or all defense. That'd be good, especially since you only have one deck. But get this card out of here. That's my thing to you. Maybe try re-rolling this first, and then craft the Ghost Rider card in the background. Make sure it's perfect, like, you know, or at least if not perfect, make sure you have the proc on it, which it's super easy to get the proc and decent stats because you don't even care about the stats really. Like, you get ignored defense, or if you get like crit rate or whatever, it's fine. You just aim for the proc and a high quality, but you want this on there. You want it in your set. Okay, over Black Widow. Black Widow is not going to benefit you that much. You have a Mighty Greed. Don't know who to give it to. Let me see. What's going on with the swords? Okay, it's fine. Mighty Greed. Okay, who we got? Okay, well, you already... you have a lot of tier 2 natives started. You don't want to be doing this, okay? You don't want to start a bunch of tier 2 natives and buy their uniforms and then just leave them in perpetual limbo. Like, that's really bad. Alright. So, as much as I want to tell you to work on bringing up some tier 1 characters because they're cheaper. Yikes. I'm gonna tell you, give that Mighty Greed to Wolverine, complete him, and then he's cheaper than Gore, so I really want to tell you to do Wolverine first and then possibly Adam second, just because Adam is still cheaper than Gore. But no, I'm gonna say do Wolverine first, then Gore second. But oh man, it's tough because your account, again, another new player using competition on Mephisto and Storm. Oh boy, yeah, they really got you guys in a... Yeah, these whales really have y'all lost, bro. Like, you even gave competition a regular one to Ghost Rider. Oh god. Yeah, they really... Okay, whoever you guys are watching or whoever is telling you to give competition to all of these characters, bro, please make sure that they're giving you the full information because they're messing y'all up, okay? Alright? Competition is for when you have a lot of instinct. So, okay, let me just give you the overview, okay? Because it might be giving you too much information to tell you to go complete your shield archive and then go into your character detail page, click on instinct. Okay, if your total instinct for your character, like right here at the bottom where it says total instinct, you know, in the bottom right hand corner, I wish I had a pointer that I could just point. Like, I guess I could just move my freaking camera and use my camera as the freaking pointer, right? Okay, so like right here above my head, this thing, right here, see it? Total instinct. If your total instinct is really low, like I'm talking below 3,000, don't be putting competition on characters, bro. You know what I'm saying? And even 3,000 is not that great. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, but at least 3,000, at least. Don't look at your instinct attack at the top, right? So don't be looking at like this shit. Look at this shit. Okay, like if it's below 3,000, don't do it. Okay. Unless it's like Moon Knight or Luna Snow. For everybody else, you could just give them like a rage, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because the whales that are giving you like advice, bro, like a lot of them, and when I say a lot of them, most of them, they have these emblems leveled up, so they have a ton of extra instinct attack. Like some of them have like freaking 40,000 instinct attack, bro. Like, of course, the competition is gonna be better for them, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, whatever. I feel bad for y'all because y'all are in like a really confusing time. Back in the day, it was okay, energy if the character is proc friendly, rage if it's not. Now there's this new CTP that, yes, if you're not proc friendly, it's good for you, but you have to have this hidden stat that doesn't show up on the main page here. So when you look at somebody's account, you're like, oh, my energy attack looks similar to them and they're using that CTP, so it must be like, you know, the right choice for me. But there's other things that you can't see that's in play, for they have their freaking emblems leveled up that don't show up, and then they have their shield archive that gives them extra instinct, and you don't have these stuff completed, and you know, yeah, stuff. And then also your this thing here makes a big difference, the artifact, right? Because if you go to, like, for example, somebody like Jean Grey, I have her artifact at plus 20, so I'm getting 1400 instinct from this. So if I go in here and then go to total instinct, you're gonna see this is what most of the whales have, right? So if you look, I'll show you, boom, right here, look at this. You see that 4,700? You see that? That's where you want to be when you're rocking like a competition on your character. You want to be close to that. You're going to notice a lot of them, they have plus 20 artifact. Yeah, that's when the shit really like becomes the best option for characters like them. Alright? So 3,000 is like bare minimum. And then after that, you want to be getting close to 5,000, and then you give them the competition, and then they really pop. How can you get the Hulk emblems? So you have to gamble for them. Unfortunately, those ones are not free to play friendly, really. You gotta go in, where that thing is, boom, dimension chest, and then you gotta gamble over here, partner. All right. All right, any last questions for me? Sorry, I know I got kind of sidetracked. It's just that a lot of y'all are using the competition, and while it is better than using a rage, sorry, not a rage, like an energy, it's still worse than using a rage for a lot of y'all. So I feel bad because then you have to unequip it, you lose crystals, and yeah, I'd rather you just not make that mistake in the first place. It's just a confusing time. Eventually, you'll get to the point where you have the efficient stats or the sufficient stats to make the best use of that CTP. It's just it's an end game CTP. That's the best way to put it. Like, you know. So yeah, I would go with Wolverine first as your next tier 4. Even if you give him the greed, he's still going to be pretty good for you as a PvE character. And then after that, honestly, I would go with Doctor Strange. But if you get a conquest, mighty conquest along the way, then you can pivot from Doctor Strange to Gore. Alright, so I would give that mighty greed that you're asking where to put it to Wolverine, tier 4 him, and then make Doctor Strange your next one, work on getting him up. He's still really, really good. He doesn't get talked about nearly as much anymore, but he's still really good. Or if you want to say, you know what, I don't want to work on Doctor Strange, Odin's all the rage right now. I don't care if it's going to take me a little bit longer to build him up. Then you can go ahead and you can build Odin, because ultimately he's going to have a longer lifespan at the top of the game comparatively to Doctor Strange, because Doctor Strange been at the top and he's just slowly been losing spots. I should put a rage on Venom, Storm, and Mephisto. Absolutely. One of those mighty competitions you can put on Luna Snow, and then another on Moon Knight. Also, for the competition, the bottom proc matters more. Actually, it's pretty much just for all the relevant CTPs, the bottom proc matters the most. Okay, so if you can get the max roll for the bottom proc, that's what you want to go for. Okay, so, and ideally is mighty. So, okay, so this brilliant competition on Storm, you put that on. You can either put it on Luna Snow, or if you want to, you can build up Odin and you can give it to him. I'll say those are like your two top choices where your account is for the brilliant. Okay. The mighty you can go ahead, you can put on Moon Knight, or if you decide to build Odin, give him the brilliant, then you can give the mighty to Luna. It's up to you. What CTP to put on Ghost Rider? You can put a rage on Ghost Rider. Also, for competition, it's not very wise to use it unless it's like reforged. While the bottom proc matters most, having both the bottom and the top proc is the wisest idea. And it should only obviously go to characters that are tier 4, right? Now, if you want to make some use out of her, she would have to be used with a rage. And she's pretty much just, well, she's okay for World Boss, but she's primarily for ABX. I would take this rage off, well, he's your only combat villain, so. Well, actually, no, you have Ares. So, yeah, I'll take this off Hulk, bro. Take this off Hulk. Take this off Hulk. Give him like an egg or something. He's falling off mightily, bro. Like, you have better options. And don't work on his elite gear anymore for now. And piece of advice, when it comes to elite gear, try to target the top 5 characters, whether it's for PvP or PvE. So like Sentry, Kang, No. Top 3 for PvP. Those characters are good to work on their elite gear for. Alright. For PvE, your Storm, your Mephisto, Luna Snow, it's okay, but Odin preferably. Those are like your top 3 for PvE. Don't just throw your elite gear materials into, well, if they're your favorite character, fine, but don't just be throwing your elite gear material all willy-nilly because you don't have it like that. All right. Alright, if y'all want to drop some more names in the chat, then we can keep this going. Let's see, Kill Squad. Kill Squad 196. ABXL Focus. You have Good Instinct. How to improve more to hit 18 million with Odin, Luna, and Wanda. Storm Mephisto can hit 18. Okay, cards, you sure? Say you're working on Ghost Rider. Okay. Well, you're gonna have to remove one of these two for Ghost Rider. If you remove this one, then you could put it in your PvP deck when you ultimately decide to do that. If you remove this one, it won't be as good in your PvP deck. So ultimately, I would recommend that you remove this and replace it with Ghost Rider. Now, as for ABXL, let's see. I think you might be in the same situation as the last guy, where it's just brilliance that you need to push further. So you're asking how to hit 18 with Wanda. You have the brilliant on her already. You haven't leveled up this. Yeah, you gotta start leveling up your artifacts. Yeah, you're not leveling up anything, eh? Yeah. Leveling up your artifacts actually matter. Where you're at to squeeze extra damage. So you have elite gear on Wanda, but none on Storm. Okay. If you want to hit harder with Storm, you gotta level up your elite gear for her. So that's the thing. Elite gear there. 170, not 180. So yeah, getting the Ghost Rider card will help you. And besides that, you gotta level up your elite gear, brother. Yeah, hitting 18 million. You need, outside of Odin and possibly Mephisto, you need Brilliance. And you need to level up your elite gear on some of these guys. What's up, Miguel? Brilliant Conquest. Should I give it to Kang or Sentry? What do you have on each of them right now? And what's the roll on it? Is it 100% on the wall? Should I tier 3 Winter Soldier or Daredevil? Oh man, tier 3 or tier 4? Daredevil is pretty much just for AC. He's a decent counter for magic. But that's at tier 4. Winter Soldier really would just be for World Boss. Both have mighties. Damn. That's tough. Who do you use more? That's ultimately what it comes down to. I think both of them deserve the brilliant. It's just a matter of who do you use more? And who do you succeed with more right now? Because if you use them both the same and one of them have a slightly higher win rate than the other, then you could say, okay, the one that's losing more, let me give that to him so that he can win more. Or you can give it to the one that's already winning to make sure that he doesn't lose it, right? But if you're trying to create balance, you want to, you know, bring up the weakest link. Should I tier 4 Miles without the seasonal or Wolverine with his latest? Go with Wolverine with his latest. $50 to $100 per month. Any bias though? I just want to know what to focus on. Oh, card stats. Card stats. You got a lot of re. Oh my god. Okay, hold on. I'm looking at the wrong one. I was like, wait, why is there like no cooldown? I was like, that's deck 2. I was like, brother, play the game with 3% cooldown. That's crazy. Okay, whoo, that's crazy. All right, you gotta bring up your all attack. Your dodge is good. Defense is very high for a PvE set, but it's fine if you can keep it. It's fine. It's not really a big deal. You gotta bring up your crit rate and your crit damage. So yeah, your offensive stats are really, really low. So ideally you want to re-roll all of these to be quality 6 or 7. You need some 7s in here. You have the procs, so that's good. I would leave those for last. Iffy about this card, but I feel like if you had something better re-rolled already, probably best to take this out. But it's fine. It's fine. It's not terrible. Yeah, you need to re-roll this Fantastic Four card first. Yeah, like ideally, what you should be going for your PvE card, like you want to be, it should look like this with the blue stars, dodge, max HP, ignore defense is dependent on how much you need, so that could be a dead stat if you have enough already, depending on what the other 5 cards look like, so the other 4 cards look like, right? But this is ideally what you want it to look like. Dodge, max HP, ignore defense, crit damage, crit rate, all attack. So use this as like your baseline. And if you go to multiple of my cards, you'll see that that's what they look like when they're completed anyways, for PvE. PvP, there's a lot more variables because you want all defense, you want crowd control, all that stuff, right? So let's see. Next tier 4. You did the same thing, eh? You gave Mephisto competition. I'm gonna just leave that dead horse. So you see you have 10k crystals. Ooh, ooh, oof, oof! God damn, bro. Look at this. Look at this. That's crazy work. Oh my god. Yo, 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 yo. Okay, brother. 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 This is like, oh my god. This is so bad. This is so bad. Yeah, so you have no choice but to commit to completing these guys back to back to back to back, bro. That's crazy. Why would you do this? Why would you do this? Oh no. Yeah, guys, please do not buy not one, not two, but three uniforms for tier 3 natives that you have at 1 star, bro. Bro bought the most expensive crystal cost uniforms in the game to play Shadowland. This is the only thing he's doing with this is the skill preview menu in Shadowland, bro. That's crazy. Thought you were gonna go ham and just buy uniforms. No, guy, don't do that, bro. Only buy uniforms for characters if you're able to complete them in a timely manner. I don't know what your resources look like right now, but I'm gonna tell you right now, you gotta finish Kang first, then Null, then Gore, bro. Because Kang is great on his own. Null is gonna need AV plus the team up collection to be in second, third place, and then he's gonna be after that. Right? So yeah, you gotta commit to completing Kang. Once you're done, your account will be really good for PvP. But honestly, where you're at, you should primarily be focusing on PvE. But I can't in good conscience tell you to focus on PvE because that's gonna put you even further back on completing these guys. So yeah, your next tier 4's gotta be these 3 guys, bro. Lock in. Lock in, complete these guys. That's gonna take you at least 5 months, bro. You had like 30k crystals? He got some work to do. For sure he got some work to do. Yeah, don't tier 4 anybody else until you finish these guys, bro. Can you at least complete one of these by the end of the week? Is that possible resource-wise? Damn. At least he has AV. And you got Jean Grey down here at tier 2, so he's a repeat offender with these guys, bro. He's ready for the new Shadowland, bro. Oh. Bro, he's a repeat offender, bro. Look at this. Ma, you can kind of justify because you can get the support value even at 1 star. But look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Somebody come and look at this. Somebody come and look at this. Robot Shadow Ball. Still 3 stars. Bought Adam's uniform. 3 stars. But Otis uniform, Jesus Christ! No! No! Ladies and gentlemen, this is a perfect example of what not to do in Marvel Future Fight. Let's take a look at this, okay? People often ask me to review accounts, and this is something that I've spoken about quite extensively throughout my time playing Marvel Future Fight. This is something that you absolutely should never do. Bro completed the epic quest for Madeline Pryor, then spent $30 to buy her seasonal uniform. That was months ago. He still has her at 1 star. But wait, there's more. He decided to pick up Silver Surfer. Bought Silver Surfer's uniform. That was years ago. Still at 1 star. Odin got a new uniform. He's now one of the best characters in the game. Arguably right up there with Mephisto as a PvE tyrant. Bro still has him at 1 star. What are we doing? What are we doing? But wait. We're not done. He bought Ebony Maw's uniform. Mind you, all these characters have tier 4, eh? But he's not leveling them up. He's playing. He's playing a whole different game, bro. 10-dimensional chess. Okay? Now, Ebony Maw, you can justify. He's a support. You can throw him in timeline battle where you can get some value out of him there. Outside of that, Shadowland? All these guys, he's just buying thousands of dollars worth of crystals for Shadowland? Crazy. But wait, there's more. He decided, you know what? I like silver boobies with no nipples. So I am going to go ahead and pick up Shalabal. Because, you know, I didn't have enough surfer action. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up Shalabal. I'm not going to level her up though. I'm going to just do this. Do a little spinneroonie. By the way, he could do this all for free. By going to the skill preview. Right? He can do this all for free. All for free. But he's like, nah, it feels better when I pay money. I'm getting paid piggy from this. I'm getting paid piggy from this. And then he decided, I got tired of looking at silver. I want to see some gold. It's gold. It's gold. It's gold. It's solid gold, baby. He decided he wants the first man, Mr. Adam Godlock. But I'm not even going to bother putting ISO set or building these characters any further. I just want to have them in my account to say I have them. No CTPs, no ISO sets. He made sure to roll Power Frank Gold, by the way. Right? I'm not sure if y'all been seeing that. He made sure to spend the gold to reroll the ISO set. Just to not put any ISO set. Just to flex on all the free-to-play brokies. I know some of y'all who free-to-play crashing out right now. Because you wish you could do this because you'd actually use the character. Pay piggy status. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Bro's crazy. Bro's actually crazy. Bro's actually a whole ass menace. And if you thought that was the worst, there's more. But there's always more. Bro made sure to get Jean Grey. No ISO set because you don't actually want to play with her. Right? No ISO set because you don't actually want to play with her. At least he's at tier 2, right? Level 60. So he's improving, right? 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 Or so you thought. Because it's not over yet. He decided, I'm tired of silver and gold. I want a little green sprinkled in. You know, and they're not talking about money because he's already lighting it on fire. He's wiping his ass with the dollar bills, y'all. Bro made sure to pick up the new uniform for Kang. At least he didn't re-roll the ISO set, right? Pick up the uniform for Gore. He made sure to put, hey, progress, right? He put on 3-star artifact for Gore. And then we have no. To complete all of these characters, right, without spending money, would take him probably like a year. And by then, at least 2 of these guys will probably have a new uniform. Right? Because that is insane. Like, and this is a regular thing that I see when people ask to review their account. How can I improve? How can I improve? Play the game, build the characters that you're buying uniforms for? It's right there. It's like buying 10 cars and never driving one of them. and in this case, he's not even putting gas in the car, right? He's just buying the cars, and then they get delivered to his house, and then he walks into his 10-car garage, and he's like, and then he just walks back in his house. Like, that's it. He's not even... Bro, you literally can just look at the uniforms. You can literally go here and go uniform collection, right? And you can see all the uniforms in the game. You ain't gonna buy them. The same thing that he's doing. You can look at it like this. And then if you actually want to see them, you can go to the training room. So bro's playing a different level, bro. There's levels to this shit. He is... Oh man, this is truly something spectacular. Usually when I look at accounts, I see 1 or 2 or 3 examples of this. I've never ever seen this many. That's crazy. I'm sure there's probably worse out there. And I don't mean to shame him, but we should shame him. Because maybe shaming him will save him from doing this in the future. Because this is crazy. This is insane. Now, Marvel Future Fight, they love players like this, right? The dev team, people who log in, spend money, buy stuff, never use it, log out, log back in, and buy the new uniforms, and keep on going. I'm sure they would like him to play the game too, right? Because, you know, playtime, they can show that to their investors. Like, hey, look, we have 1 million players and they're playing for 4 hours a day. Right? But still, if he's not going to play, but he's still going to log in to spend, we love him. It's like people who pay for gym memberships and never go. Huh? Keep the machines clean. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, bro, you got to do better. You got to do better. You got to do better. You absolutely got to do better. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 M's in his bank account. At least he's playing like that. You know what I'm saying? Jeez, bro. What's next? They're gonna drop Black Swan next month. He's gonna buy Black Swan's uniform in Tier 4 next month, and he's just gonna buy that and then just let it chill. Do not buy any more uniforms. Okay? Do not buy any more uniforms until you complete all 3 of those Tier 3 natives. Actually, no, not even that. All 3 of those guys plus Odin. Okay? Until you do that, don't buy no more uniforms, bro. You're banned. You're banned from purchasing any more uniforms. Okay? I don't want to come to this account again, and I don't want to see it. Okay? Yeah, also, Madeline. Bro, you gotta... Yeah. And we didn't even talk about Zeus, like how he did the whole quest for Zeus. You know what I'm saying? You didn't even get to play with Zeus. This is every free-to-play player's nightmare, right? Where they complete an epic quest, and this is self-induced, right? Where they complete an epic quest, they don't even get a chance to play with the character that was the reward for completing the epic quest, and then boom, just like that, that character got replaced. He's literally experiencing a free-to-play player's nightmare, but it's self-induced, and I don't even know if he realized it. Yo, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing? What are you doing, Randy? It's all love. It's all love. Like, it's all love. No, it's all love. But it's tough love, because tough love is still love. You gotta do better, bro. You gotta do better. Okay, if you guys are in Weapon X Beta, shout out to his alliance. Y'all are doing bad by him, bro. Because y'all should tell him to stop doing this shit. You know, an alliance is supposed to be a brotherhood. You see your brother doing bad, you should be able to say, yo, what are you doing? You know, slap him upside the head and be like, do better. If you're in an alliance and it's just a bunch of yes men, it's always good to have a yes man, but have 30 yes mans rocking with you? Nah. Something not right. Something ain't right. Bro is suffering from success. Nah, man, I'm gonna actually have to clip this because, like, for real, we got to get people to stop doing this, bro. Stop doing this. "13 tier 4s with 3 months of progress." That's decent. That's very, very good. Now, we gotta clip this because no. We need you to complete those characters, bro. Like, we definitely gotta clip that because that's crazy, bro. Like, what? Why, bro? Are you on Discord? Because maybe we can get you to come in and tell me what you were thinking and why you would do that. I thought while everything is on discount for the anniversary, I would buy everything. Bro, your reasoning is crazy, bro. That's like this, like going to a store and bro's like, "Oh my god, it's Black Friday. Everything in the store's on sale. I gotta buy everything." Nah, bro. Bro said everything's on sale, so I gotta buy everything, bro. Nah. No, bro. No. Oh, no, bro. Oh my gosh. But yeah, please don't buy any more uniforms, bro. I think you have more than enough uniforms. Just build those characters. Okay? Just build those characters. Yeah, for PvE, Power of Hungry Hulk is the ideal because it gives you attack speed, which most people don't have enough attack speed coming from their cards. But yeah, if you look at my characters, you'll notice that for PvE, 90% of them will have Power of Hungry Hulk. For PvP, they'll be running like Protect the Captain. Alright. Well, like Power of Hungry Hulk, Power of Hungry Hulk. You'll see the odd overdrive in there, but that's from like an old build. Or if they have enough attack speed. So like for example, you see, because I have overdrive on him, I don't have enough attack speed. So this needs to be changed. Well, for support characters, I just go with whichever one I get. But you'll notice. So like he's old, he's out of the meta right now. So I'm just gonna change that when he comes back in the meta. But if you go to my thing, yeah, see? Under cap for attack speed. So yeah, Power of Hungry Hulk is the ideal for anybody that you're using. Like, she fell out of the meta, and let me see. Yep, attack speed not capped. You'll be back during Black Friday with every tier 4. It's alright, bro. Let's see it. Well, yeah, those 5 are the you gotta complete that. Madeline, Odin, Gore, Kang, and no, bro, you gotta do it. How much attack speed should one have? So, from your cards, ideally try to get like 20%. Alright. As you can see, I have 22%, but you need 20% from your cards, and then you want to roll Power of Hungry Hulk. You don't want to go too high on attack speed from your cards, because then you're going to be losing additional stats. Because you're going to be losing specifically crit rate. Because if you look where crit rate is on your cards, it's right here. Alright? So you're usually trading crit rate for attack speed or cooldown. So right here, you notice how Luna has attack speed. So you have to be careful. Because all 3 of those stats are very important. Attack speed is important because it makes you attack faster. right? And then cooldown is important because again, it allows you to attack faster because your skills will be off cooldown faster. And then crit rate, higher crit rate, you know, more often you crit, increasing the amount of damage you do over time, that kind of stuff. Yeah, we definitely need an account follow up Black Friday, bro. Like we do, bro. That is. All right, we gonna clip it. We gonna clip it and put it as what not to do. What not to do when you start playing Marvel Future Fight. That boy he gonna be stacked for real. Because that's 4. He has 4. Well, that's actually it's way more than that, right? Because he has Kang, Maddie, Gore, Null, Sentry, Shalabal, Odin. Like, bro, I don't think he can complete that without drop. Well, he's already dropped a bag, so he might Black Friday. He probably can drop another bag, but like that's a lot of work to do, bro. He has all the meta heroes at 1 star. Yeah, he has the foundation. You just gotta build them. Yeah. All right, let's. All right, let's see what's going on with Lance XD 95. Alright, so he says he's free to play right now, but he bought Stark Stash once before. He's ABXL focused. Okay. His crit rate is really low. Attack speed is very high. Ignore defense is extremely high, so he's giving up a lot of extra stats. Yeah, I would bring down the attack speed. Sorry, not the attack speed, the movement speed and the ignore defense a little bit. Bring up your crit rate. But one of the questions he asks is if he should transfer Loki's build over to Odin. See, since you're free to play, when you say transfer his build, does that also include the Odins as well? Because that's going to be really expensive to remove all those Odins. Also, it's just the Mighty. And Loki's still the best striker for ABX. So I would leave Loki's build alone. But if you care about ABX and ABL, then you'd still want to build Odin. Do you not happen to have another Rage? You have a Brilliant Rage in your inventory? Okay. That's on, bro. Okay, Brilliant on him. So you're free to play and you got a couple brilliant rages. Check you out. But yeah, I wouldn't transfer Loki's build. There's nothing for you that you need to transfer. Having Loki built really well helps him as a striker, helps you as a striker. So build Odin and give him that brilliant. You don't need to transfer anything off Loki. Leave Loki as he is. I think for free to play, it would be a waste of crystals to pull all those Odins off and whatnot. You can literally make more Odins. And even without the blessings, Odin is going to be really, really strong. So yeah, get his uniform, give him the brilliant rage. Alright, so bro is not gonna stop spamming it. Alright, so we're gonna have to put you in timeout. We'll put you in a 30-minute timeout. Alright. You're not even you're not even I'm gonna put you in a 5-minute timeout because you know I'm gonna let you learn from the last guy. You're not even following the pro. I literally tell you what you should write, and instead of writing that, you just whatever. Anyways, I'm just not even gonna bother. Learn from the other guy, bro. Like spamming your thing over and over isn't gonna make me stop looking at this guy's account and just look at yours instead. Like, come on, man. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? No, leave the Odins. You can make more when there's the Uru conversion event. So just leave that. What else do you have in your inventory, CTP wise? Because you say you're focused on ABX, ABL. Also, I know you see people running Kang, and you might think this is the way. It's not the way. Okay? If you look at majority of the top whales, 99% of them are not using Protect the Captain on Kang because he's an offensive PvP character. So we don't run him with a defensive set. So I would change that. Yeah. For you, I would also put, if you could, Mighty Rage instead of competition, but it's up to you. Okay, so 2 Mighty Rage, 1 Brilliant. I would take that competition off Storm and put a Mighty Rage there instead. That's just me. And then I would give Odin the Brilliant. And then I would take away his Mighty Rage. Oh, you have 1 extra, right? You gotta build up Ares to replace Hulk, because Ares is better. If you care about... Oh, you got him. Okay, so why do you need Hulk then? Why do you have a rage on Hulk still? Doesn't make sense. You're free to play, so I guess you're just leaving it there until you need it. Makes sense. Yeah, she can come down. It's fine, Kate. I'm about to be done soon anyways. So since you don't have Crescent and you care about ABX stuff, I would tier for her and give her a rage. I want to put an insight on Misty Knight to juice up your Luna. Any last questions from you, Lance? Are we good? All right. So we're going to wrap it up here for the day, guys. I'm going to spend some time with the kiddos. Appreciate you guys for coming through. As usual, it's a lot of fun. If I didn't get to your account today, there is tomorrow. I'm here literally for about 2 hours every day. So don't worry. We will get to you another time. Y'all have a good day. Take care. Let me see what my daughter is saying. She got a new princess dress or something, so she wants to show me. All right, y'all have a good one. Appreciate you guys for coming through. Y'all have a good day.